Yeah, we're talking about baking goodness, guys. So, guys, I think for me, baking, right? It's all about the smells, the aromas that it brings out in the house. Like this actually just came to me when it started raining, because the smell of rain. Who doesn't love the smell of rain?
Oh, the smell of rain.
It smells like growth. It smells like, the rain brings growth anyway, right? Everything is going to start turning green and all of that. So, it's a thing that sort of brought me into thinking this week we need to talk about baking and, making the house smell good of all that, baked freshness. And gosh, I think I'm excited about this one today. Very.
So where do we begin when we talk of baking? Can everybody be able to bake something and without burning, but then just a good something, a good cake, a good scone? Yeah.
Yeah, baking is very technical, eh? And I've tried to avoid technical topics, right? Because I think everyone should leave the show feeling inspired to want to go and try something at home. So I've picked on like such simple things that can sort of have you starting to experiment with some of this flour and all this sort of confectionery stuff that you can try in your own homes. It's a it's a bit of a challenge for me too. So I think I'm actually very excited.
Yes, Jabuda. So he brought us something. Jabuda Singaide looks so
Thank
good.
you so much.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and it takes an effort. You need to be focused, you need to concentrate, and make sure that you actually follow the ingredients, the recipes as per the book. Because you can't really wing it with the baking. So yeah, I've tried my best today, and chimwe chinonetsa futi kakuregulate temperature. Unozama gas stove edu kavanesa nema gas kumboko. So it's one of those things where you can't just set a temperature and then that it's gonna be like that temperature the whole way through the cooking process. So I've done my stuff with a gas stove, and very fortunately enough, it's come out quite perfect. I mean, the crumble, I feel like having one now. And how can you be on a diet? No, honestly, like, do you know the effort that I've put into making sure that this thing comes
really
out?
Now? You are tempting me now. I'm just looking, and it looks so perfect.
I'm sadaro, guys.
Amana.
All right. Anyway, well, I didn't say, I'm still gonna try and get you to try some, but anyway. We go on, the show goes on. So I think I want to start with something that is very simple, and this is one of my favorite sort of I don't even know if you want to call it baking, because pancakes are something that you don't have to put through the oven, but these are so good. Like, this recipe I've got for you guys is amazing, and I think the beauty of pancakes is that you can try all sorts of things out without having to feel like you're doing something that's by the book. And also you get to add so much flavor into these things that is brought about by the season's offerings and stuff. So pancakes, yeah. Let's start with just a simple pancake batter, right? And basically what this is it's a runny batter, right? So when we're talking about batter, we're talking about the mixed wet ingredients with the dry ingredients of any baking product, okay? That's the batter, all right? And so what you've got in this pancake recipe batter of mine is you've got some self-raising flour, okay? You'll use a cup of that, all right? And then you're going to take 1.5 cups of milk, okay? And then you are going to use some sugar to taste. I will use 2 tablespoons for that much, and then some baking powder. I know I said self-raising flour, but trust me, like, that extra bit of some baking powder just to make them fluffier will make such a huge difference. Okay, sometimes
just
if you
an extra oomph.
Yeah, you need those fluffy pancakes so that kana uchima barurira soga uchiona achitatamuka achangobva mupana achiri kupisa pepe steam ichibuda nepakati. So unobvunzwa kuti life is good, and it's so simple, guys. It's so simple. And one of the big secrets, so I've learned this from like bakers that have taught me some of the things that I know about baking now, is in every bit of baking recipes, you need to add a little bit of some salt. So just a pinch of salt to that is going to make such a world of a difference that
So
you
true.
will not believe is coming from just that much of an addition of salt. All right, and then you're just gonna whisk the dry ingredients. Ooh, you will crack an egg into that. So it just depends how runny your batter is at this point and how big your eggs are. But start with the one egg and then mix it all up. So you've got your wet ingredients, which is your milk and your egg. Okay, whisk that up. If you want to add some vanilla essence to that, you will. Okay, just a dash, just a drop will be fine. Okay, so those are your wet ingredients. You mix all of these up and serve your dry ingredients in there. So guys, it's important to serve your flour when you're baking. Why? It's not good to kuvisa trina kana kuvisa tunut ninge twapinda flour. No, it's actually to aerate the flour. Okay, and this makes such a big difference. Sometimes you bake and you've done the recipe properly, but whatever you've baked is supposed to rise and it doesn't, and this is because that your flour has not been aerated. Okay, so when you actually so when you actually serve your flour, right, you need to serve it from a bit of a distance from the bowl, okay, and not like right on top of the bowl, such that, you know, the flour is literally just dropping into the bowl again. You actually need to allow some of that air to mix with your flour particles, and it makes a world of a difference, I promise you. So now you've got your dry ingredients on the side, which is the sugar and the flour, and you're mixing these things up with your wet ingredients. Just whisk it away, and here's like one of those superstitious secrets about making pancakes. So apparently when you're and I think this goes for cupcakes as well, because with a cupcake you get that sort of wet sort of batter. And when you're stirring, you have to stir one way round. Okay, so you can't go like on the one way and then
changing. Really?
Yeah. One way, one motion, one direction. It's just a superstitious thing, I think, you know. So I don't know. I can't really pick of any bit of the technical
superstition. But
yeah, I talk to my tips. I give away my tips. All right. But yeah, you know, you want to have a non-stick pan ready on medium heat, and then pour your batter into that pan. Okay, make sure that you pour it in such a way that it actually brings out an attractive shape. So I know some of the times
it runs like
it shouldn't. Okay, so you should make sure that you pour dead in the center. Okay, you're pouring it right in the middle, and then making sure that, you know, it's gonna sort of go like symmetrically around your pan. Okay, you don't want your pan kana kuti pamwe pacho unenge ne stove yayo kuti zvimaningirino zvinogama poto zvazvo zvinenge zvakabenda. Make sure kuti at least when you're pouring that pot is pakajegerwawo nesomething. Kana uchiziva stove dzenyu ndimunodziziva guys kudzimba kuti dzakamira sei.
Between you and your stove, you know your story.
You know each
other. Yeah.
And you know, it's only going to take about 5 minutes maximum. Like, I promise you, it won't take longer than 5 minutes. So you want to flip it on the one side, and they always say like the first pancake is like the ugliest pancake. So that's the one you're going to use to taste. And then right away you can already see if you've put in enough sugar or if you need to adjust the recipe or whatever. And it's so easy to adjust. Follow the recipes that we're sharing on the group. Sometimes we're tuning up recipes, we're telling each other, letting each other know what works with what. And this is where, you know, you can get to that point where you're like, but guys, chimbo try makade mono kuti zvinofamba sei and the like. So we always share on the WhatsApp group what we're doing with our recipes and stuff. And so like after that first pancake, you already know, you taste it right away. I don't kupinda plate in Indian superstition yangu the first pancake aribate plate. And that's
it's for your mouth.
Yeah, the first pancake never touches the plate.
You're a wise man.
And that's because, you know, you take the chance to actually adjust the recipe if you need to. And then the next ones, trust me, they come out golden brown and it just looks beautiful. I think we've done pancakes like but these were fruit pancakes on a previous episode last year, I think, where we did it with pumpkins, right? Mm-hmm. So that golden brown color that we got from there is exactly what you're going to expect with this recipe. Yeah, all right. And there you go, pancakes. And flip your pancakes, have fun with them. This is one of those things also that helps you to engage with your family and make sure
Put some
that,
syrup.
you
What
know,
else?
you've got
Bacon.
so much to put on there. But today I want you to focus on summer fruits. So we've got strawberries now in season. We've got blueberries in pancakes. Guys, trust me, these are magical. So in this same recipe that I've shared with you, I want you to toss in some fresh blueberries, okay? And then just make sure that okay, so just after you've poured your pancake batter into your pan, you're gonna just dot around some of these fresh blueberries on the top side, okay? And then when you flip it over, the magic happens, okay? These blueberries start to pop, and they pop into the pancake. And when you're done with this thing, cooking this thing, so the way the juice comes out of those blueberries and the way it just makes that thing complete is unbelievable, I tell you. And you will like keep trying this thing recipe.
You're making me salivate, like from how you explain.
I think it's because I'm tasting them as I'm doing this. And another thing is that blueberries are in season, they're cheap. You go and find these things at the shelves on Pick and Pay. And
so it's okay, guys, to buy blueberries. You don't have to buy the obvious. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma strawberries anenge angoiscopa topping pepe pekuti unogonozesoneka cream paside ka whipped cream kana nechi ne syrup and on. All right. Enough of that. I've now tried a carrot cake pancake. And this was like an experiment that I didn't think would work, but you need the spices that go into the carrot cake originally, and then just put those same things into your pancake batter, and you've got a flippin' pancake that tastes like the carrot cake that we've all known to learn and love. Okay, and basically what you need is just a bit of some grated carrots. You need some nutmeg, you need some cinnamon, you need some salt and sugar, and that same pancake batter that I've spoken about just now, and then just mix it all up. Put it in your pan again, make sure it's symmetrical, and there you go, boom, you've got a carrot cake in your pancake. That's it. Simple and straightforward. So enough about pancakes. I think we've run out of...
And chef Matikwadza, that's the whole point, so that when you get home you're ready to try some of these things. And let's salivate away.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So now I think one of the national favorite of baked goods is what I'm about to talk about now, a scone. Guys, scones are life, I think, in my personal opinion. Pane kama ka ningirike ka craving kake kanoya kekuti wakapedzera kudya scone rinonaka, so unogoneta na 2-3 days uchingomaro achitosvikira craving yo yapera. Aipere craving. You can't satisfy that craving with just the one go, especially with the way I like to make mine. Okay, and I'm going to share with you a few secrets on how to make the best scones possible. Gosh, I'm seeing through this tin right now because they're in there, and I actually just want to have a go, but I have to hold myself back, and I also don't want to like
they look perfect,
spoil, Nono's diet plans, so I'll
it's
hold
okay.
myself
I'm a strong
back.
woman.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you need, okay, in this recipe, is a bit of some finesse, okay, because I tried these things out, and I think that's why I'm so happy today, because Rabuda Bobo. I tried these things out one day, and they turned into biscuits, like literally. They were supposed to be like soft.
Is it not heartbreaking? If you let down by your ingredients.
It's heartbreaking. But the funny thing is, I actually was baking scones for someone, right? And then I figured, okay, pabuda ma biscuits. Shout out Auntie Lynette. I hope she's listening somewhere. She's in Cape Town at the moment, so I'll direct the Facebook Live on this. And she's like, those biscuits you made. Oh gosh, I need that recipe, and I promise you, we'll put these on the shelves of every supermarket. And I'm thinking to myself, gosh, does she know, or should I tell her? Am I going to tell her that this was actually a recipe all gone wrong, and they were supposed to? But then with
some of the things that we're eating now, or even it was a recipe gone wrong, or even those like baby tomatoes, they did not like mature to full term. So yeah.
So some of them are like innovation by shortcoming.
Innovation by shortcoming.
The sad thing is, I don't know what actually went wrong, so I don't know if I can repeat the recipe. So yeah, I mean, chatters will try with a mistake footy, but
so apa gona papi, I mean, up we have a minute shingisha.
All right. Apa nango itaje say correct, okay? And so this is what you need, guys. The ingredients are as follows, okay? So you need some self-raising flour. This is gonna make you 8 scones, okay? And these are like sort of average size scones. They're not your big, massive chibanzi, bigger bun size scone supermarket. No. Okay. I'll show you a picture maybe on the group if you're gonna join us on the group. And what you need is 200 grams of flour. Okay, this is self-raising flour. You need some baking powder, maybe 5 grams, so that's a teaspoon. You need a pinch of salt, some butter, margarine, some caster sugar, guys. That's important, okay? So not just your ordinary sugar, just some caster sugar. And then you need some milk and water. So you're going to mix milk and water half and half. So that's 65 mils of water, which is going to be split half and half. So maybe 30 mils of water and the other 35 milk. Okay, all right. So sieve your flour, as spoken about before. You need to sieve your flour. Okay, get rubbing into that fat. Okay, so you're gonna use the rubbing in method. Some margarine, flour, okay, we'll continue this on the group. I think that's the best way because I don't think there's enough time to share this.
So your number, your handles, unfortunately, sorry.
Yeah, it's those pancakes. They took all our time. So my number is 0774 410 008. Okay, you can find me on WhatsApp. You can call me on that same number. You can catch me on Instagram, guys, at The Chef Life of Shingi. And then I'm also on Facebook as OK Chef ZW.